Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning and welcome to the 10th Annual Sustainability Summit of the CII-ITC's Centre of Excellence in Sustainable Development. My name is Martin Wright. Some of you may remember me as Director of Forum for the Future in India. I'm now based in London, where I'm the Senior Affiliate and Global Ambassador for Forum, and I'm Chairman of the Editorial Board of Collectively, the sustainability platform founded at Davos last year, which is aimed at making sustainable living the new normal for the millennial generation. I'm delighted to be invited back here by the CESD to MC what should be a really fascinating 2 days. And as I mentioned, this is the 10th year of this Sustainability Summit. When it first took place a decade ago, it took place at a time of growing optimism of the potential for sustainable development. The international climate negotiations at the time were holding real promise of progress. There was a strong investment in renewables, quite a buoyant world economy, and a strong public demand for action on climate change as well. Now, since then, there have been highs and lows. We've had the shock of the 2008 recession. We've had a sense of increased global insecurity. And the collapsing oil price, of course, has taken some of the wind out of the sails of renewable energy. And through it all, there's been mounting evidence of the threat and increasingly the impacts of climate change. There was a report by the Meteorological Office in London released just yesterday warning that 2015 and 2016 are on track to be the warmest years ever recorded by some considerable margin. So these are challenging times, but they're also times of opportunity too. There have been some bright spots through all this, not least here in India, where we've seen a government commit itself to some of the world's most ambitious targets on renewable energy in general and solar power in particular. And across the globe, we've seen the continued commitment of leading businesses, despite the recession, to the potential of sustainable development. And that's just as well, because the speed and the scale of the change required means that business absolutely has to play a crucial role. I go so far as to say that if business fails to live up to its obligations, then we will fail to achieve a sustainable world. But within those obligations, there is an enormous business opportunity as well. Smart businesses who see sustainability as an opportunity, whether it's in energy, whether it's in water, whether it's in the fascinating, fast-emerging worlds of the circular and the closed-loop economy, they will be the businesses that will succeed. They will be the businesses that, to put it crudely, will make money by doing the right thing. Now, this summit is happening in the run-up to the Paris climate talks, on which a huge amount depends. And one of the things that can give a spur to action in talks such as those is if there is a sense communicated to politicians that business sees this as part of its role to play, that business sees the opportunity. And that's going to very much be the focus of our discussions over the next 2 days. We've got some hugely distinguished panels of speakers and what should be some really fascinating debate. A discussion like these, debates like these, are only as good as the audience, so please play your part in all the various open plenaries and Q&A sessions. And do tweet your thoughts. The hashtag is SustainDev2015. SUSTAINDEV 2015. SustainDev2015. We'll be displaying some of your tweets behind us, so we'll keep the debate going. And it's worth saying, before we kick off, that none of this could happen without the generous support of the partners. You'll see displayed behind you at various times on the screen the partners who've made this possible, for which CII, CESD, and myself are very grateful. I'd now like to welcome the speakers for our inaugural session. We've got 4 very distinguished speakers, and we're going to hear from them in turn. We have Mr. Y.C. Deveshwar, something of a visionary leader in sustainable business. He's the past president of CII, chairman of the Advisory Council of the CII-ITC Centre for Excellence for Sustainable Development, and chairman of ITC Limited. We'll have a keynote address from Dr. Subir Gokhan, former Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank of India and Director Research of Brookings, India. We'll have an inaugural address by our chief guest, Mr. Prakash Javadekar, who is Minister of State for the Environment, Forest and Climate Change in the Government of India. And we'll hear, last but not least, concluding remarks from Seema Arora, our Executive Director at the CII-ITC CESD. Thank you very much for your attention. I'd now like to invite Mr. Deveshwar to kick us off. Sir.